Hello all, welcome to Cloud Technologies and welcome to AWS course. Okay, so as part of this course, we have discussed all the basics, what is cloud computing and what is server, what is virtualizations, and a lot more things in our previous videos. And we have discussed about IAM module also. So if you missed those videos, please watch those videos so that it will be easy for you to understand from this video onwards. Okay, so here in this video, we will be discussing about EC2 module or EC2 instance. So what is EC2? And before discussing all these things in detail, I want to tell you what is the content we are going to cover. So we will be discussing about EC2 introduction and different instance types, purchasing options, benefits of EC2 service, and how to create and launch the Windows instance and Linux instance as well. Then how we are going to connect with Windows instance and Windows virtual machine and the Linux virtual machine by using different tools like RDP, PuTTY, or MavaXtem. I hope the agenda is clear for you. So let's discuss what is EC2. So the full form of EC2 is Elastic Compute Cloud. So here EC2. E means elastic, C2 means two C's. One is for compute, one is for cloud. So this is the short form of Elastic Compute Cloud in AWS. Okay. So in Azure and in GCP, the same like EC2 is actually used to create a virtual machines in AWS. So the concept will be same even in Azure or GCP also, but the terminology and the tool will different and the service name will differ. Okay. So yeah. So here in Amazon or in AWS, Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud is a web service that provides secure, reliable, resizable compute capacity in the cloud. Okay, so here the cloud means over the internet or over the network. This service is available, and compute means this service is mainly used to compute kind of activities like to create the server and to run any applications, to deploy any applications. For those services, compute kind of services will be done by this particular service. Elastic means it will be saggable, like even in our day-to-day life also we will be seeing couple of elastic kind of things. Like for example, let's say one bag we have, so it has the open elastic as a open for this bag. So to load any luggage kind of like clothes or any other items in that bag, you need to open that elastic. You need to extend that, I mean expand that. Okay, then you can load those things. Then once you load everything, then the elastic itself automatically it gets shrinked. So just remember, whenever you see elastic word in any of the AWS service, it means it is easily expandable or shrinkable, like it is easily scalable. In technical terminology, it is scaling. So you can easily scale up or scale down whenever you need it within few minutes. Let's say in on-premise systems, we have already discussed one example in overview of AWS services session. If you missed those video, I'll provide that video link here. You can go through that video where I have explained everything in clear way. So just to remind you, like yeah, in on-premise system, let's say today we have a load, only 10,000 users are using our application, and tomorrow or maybe next 1 month 1 lakh users are going to use my application. Then this one single server cannot handle 1 lakh requests, so I need to add one more server. It means I need to scale up my infrastructure, or I need to horizontally scale our servers. Okay, so to do that in on-premise system, without cloud, without AWS, what we can do, we need to purchase a new server, we need to do the setup and configuration, everything. Then only we can use that server. That will take much time, right? So in AWS or any other service provider, cloud service provider, you can do it just like a 1 minute or before below 1 minute you can do it, because you need to just request for another virtual machine. They will create that virtual machine in seconds for you. You can that virtual machine is ready to use. So elastic means here you can easily scale up or scale down whenever needed. So let's say for example today your workload is big, like for Amazon also, maybe for example in Amazon also we will be having this great Indian festival or great sale sometimes. So whenever they provide more offers or more discounts, today on day to day basis, maybe 1,000 users are using that Amazon app or Amazon website. So if they provide any offers like that, 1 lakh people will attack that website at a time, right? So they would like to grab those offers, right? So whenever the demand is high, the usage of that application is also high. So you will expect more number of users or more number of yeah, requests coming into your server. So the current infrastructure may not handle that much load. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to add more servers to handle that much load. So in that case, we can go with this cloud service, compute kind of service. We can expand our infrastructure, or you can scale up or scale down whenever needed. Okay, scale down means like the Great Indian Festival offer is done today. So from tomorrow onwards, again only 1,000 or 10,000 users are going to use Amazon app or Amazon website, just for example. So in that case, you no need to continue the 10 servers. You can manage that with only 2 to 3 servers also. In that case, you need to scale down your infrastructure. You need to remove the additional servers. Okay, that is also can be done in AWS by using the EC2 service within seconds or within minutes and with less price also. So that is why AWS more popular. Okay, so let's coming back to EC2. So before we discuss about different instance type, okay, let's take a generic example so that it will be easy for you to understand what is the different, why the need of different instance types. Okay, so let's say we want to buy a laptop for our personal use. I want to buy a laptop for my personal use, and my friend want to buy a laptop for office use, because in their office maybe they will not provide laptop. So she want to practice something, or she want to learn something for that purpose, or she want to use that for official purpose only. Let's think she need a laptop for office purpose. I need a laptop for my personal use purpose. So, I mean, what is the process of buying that laptop? You cannot directly go to a Dell shop or HP shop, whatever nearby you, and you can just um, I mean, give your card and buy the laptop, right? You need to first understand, or you need to first list out your requirements, right? So I want to use my laptop for my personal use. So in that way, in my requirement, I need only 8 GB RAM is enough for me. I mean, the processing speed and all. And then I need 256 SSD is also fine for me, or 500 GB hard disk is fine for me. And Intel i3 processor is also fine for me, because processing speed, if it is little slow also, that is fine. I just want to use for my personal purpose, right? And Windows is fine for me, like that. You need to select the operating system, you need to select the hard disk, you need to select the storage one, and you need to select like RAM, processing speed, processor and all. So once we list out all these things, then you will think like, what is the budget, you high budget, what you want to spend. I want to spend only 40,000, but my friend want to spend 60 up to 60,000, because she need it for official purpose. And she want 16 GB or 32 GB RAM, because she need to be I mean, her laptop need to be very fast or high performance laptop. And she need 1 TB hard disk or 512 GB SSD. And she need Mac kind of laptop, Apple laptop. She don't want to use Windows laptop, something like that. So requirement is differ based on our purpose, or it depends on our purpose, or it depends on our requirements. You will buy different laptops with different budgets also, right? So once you decide your requirement, once you decide your budget, then you will get different quotes from different vendors. Like you will contact Dell, HP, Lenovo. Let's say in our example, three laptop providers are there. So you will check with all three of them with this particular configuration which I want to buy a laptop. So what is your budget? So you will get the quote. So whatever the less quote is available, you will go to, I mean, based on the reviews and all, that is secondary. But what is the less budget, or what will be the budget coming nearer for you, then you will buy that laptop in general, right? So just like that, even in Amazon, or even in AWS, or even in any cloud compute providing, we have different types of instances based on our requirement, in requirement of our organization or our projects. So let's say EC2 means it will be providing a virtual machine. that we are clear. And like in a physical data center of any AWS region, they have different hard disks, and they will divide those hard disks and or logically separated those hard disks as a virtual machines and give it for you as per your requirement. We have already discussed this. Okay, so what are the different instance types? What type of instance you want here? Instance means virtual machine only. So wherever I say instance, don't get confused. Instance means the server, instance means the virtual machine, instance means the EC2. All are same. Okay, so now let's say for my personal use I want to buy a laptop. So you can go with general purpose instance. Here in AWS, general purpose means it will be balanced one, like OS and everything is balanced, and it is having medium performance laptop. So you can go with that. Let's say in our organization, they need more memory or more processing speed or more storage they required. So based on that, we will be having different kind of instances like memory optimized. If you're going to do have a lot of different projects which are related to memory, which they need more memory, then you can go with memory optimized instances. All are with different prices, that is for sure. All prices are different. Okay, then let's say for example, if your organization is going to work on different projects, those projects need more compute speed. They are not bothering about the memory. They need more compute speed or computing capacity. Then they will go with compute optimized instances. Let's say you have some kind of big data, Hadoop or analytics kinds of project. They are generating lot of data. Number of large data is getting generated. So in that case, those kind of organizations or those kind of projects will prefer storage optimized instances. They will prefer storage optimized virtual machines. Accelerator computing is also something which is having balanced all the things. We will see in detail in our next screen. That is why. Okay, so based on your requirement, based on your organization requirement, you will take any kind of instance in AWS based on these different categories. Even in Azure GCP also, they will provide different kind of instances. It depends on your requirement. Maybe for example, like Azure or GCP's doesn't have their regions nearby your organization, or the cost is very high or the maintenance is very high. So it depends on different factors. You can decide what is your cloud provider, what is your cloud service provider. As we have seen, AWS more popular than those two. Usually most of the projects, most of the organizations will prefer AWS only. Okay, so here in this link you can see what are the different instance types. Like this, for this all these things you will get detailed explanation here. I'll just log into that link only. I mean, I'll just navigate to those link only. So general purpose instances provide a balance of compute, memory, networking resources, and can be used for variety of diverse workloads. So even if your workload is minimum to minimum average workload, then you can go with general purpose. Okay, and for our free tier also, see, and here even in general purpose also we have different categories again internally. See, M7G, this is one model. In this model, see, M7G instances are powered by ARM based AWS, these processors, Graviton processors. Okay, and M7I, these are Intel Xeon scalable processors. So just like that, even in general purpose of instance type also, internally it is having multiple types again. So you can granularly select what is the instance type you need based for your particular requirement, for your particular project. Based on that you can select. And for a free tier, we have T2 instance. T2 micro instance is free for our trialing practice purpose. Remaining instance types are not available for free. And if you can see this T3, this is burstable general purpose instance, and baseline level of CPU performance and burst CPU usage like this. So what I want to show you here in this screen is like even in general purpose instance also, even general purpose means balance of compute, everything is balanced and average. Okay, for in this T2 is free for us for practice purpose for this 1 year free trial, and it has different processors and different types. Say M6A, it is third generation AMD processors. In our laptop also, while buying a laptop, we will select we will choose the processor also, right? Intel or AMD, or another one is also there, I didn't remember. So based on our requirement, we will select the processor also, right? So just like that. And second one is compute optimized. See, compute optimized instances are ideal for compute bound application that benefit from high performance processors. So if your project or your organization is worrying about performance, if they need high performing kind of virtual machines, they can go with compute optimized kind of instance. They can take any of the instance here. It depends, again it will depends on the different processes and all. Then they can select this. Then third one is memory optimized. Memory optimized instances are designed to deliver fast performance for workloads that process large data sets in memory. So here the performance is also fast and it can handle much load. It can handle large load. See, the process large data sets in memory. So if your project is having this kind of requirement, you can opt for this memory optimized instance, and in that also you can select any of this. These are all paid ones. We no need to, I mean, all the other things are not for free for a practice purpose. Only the T2 general purpose is free for us. Okay, so you can select anything. The processing and the method is same. To launch the instance and to create the instance, everything is same. Only thing is this is having much memory and my high configuration instances, which they will not provide us for free. Okay, so then accelerator computing. These instances are use hardware accelerators or coprocessors to perform functions such as floating point number calculations or graphics. This kind of accelerator computing is actually used for any gaming kind of stuff, any computer graphics, okay, or any gaming kind of projects or any video game something. For those things, I mean, for those requirements, they can go for accelerator computing in general. See, more efficiency than it possible for software running on CPUs, like that. Even here also we have different options. Amazon EC2 G6 instance, it's graphic intensive applications. G4AD, this is a best price performance for graphics. All these are related to graphics related projects, or let's say for example the VFX projects for movies, okay, for Triple R or for Bahubali in general. If we refer those movies, they have a lot of VFX effects are there, right? So to work on those kind of projects, they may prefer this accelerator kind of computing because it will support more graphical kind of workload, right? So storage optimized instances are designed for workloads that require high sequential read and write access. So if it need more storage, if that particular project or organization need more storage, they can go with storage optimized, like this. So first thing, you need to decide which cloud provider, then you need to decide what kind of instance you want. Okay, so remaining are also, it is having small difference between one another. So usually we will not discuss all these things because it will have little confusion. So in your real-time projects, majorly we will be discussing, I mean majorly we will be seeing general purpose compute or memory accelerator storage in general. So you can go in this link and you can just even whenever you find time, you can see all the difference between different subtypes of these instance types as well. So all you need to remember here is, while creating an instance or while creating a virtual machine, first thing you need to keep in mind, you need to select what type of instance you want. That's it. Okay, it depends on different factors. Right. So I hope you understand the instance types. So next, once you decide that instance type, once you decide, like for example, if you want to take memory optimized virtual machine, then you want to decide the purchase options, right? Just like a laptop example which we have seen, we have decided, like we have decided our configuration. Okay, now we want to see within my budget how I can buy those laptop. Okay, say for example, even I have decided I want to buy Dell laptop also. So what are the different purchase options? Like you want to buy that laptop by providing single attempt cash, direct cash. Okay, you want to buy that laptop through EMIs. Okay, or even if EMIs, you will have some interest. So if you want to buy that laptop with the 12 months EMI, you will be chargeable additional interest for those EMIs, right? Or if you want to pay 20,000 money and remaining 30,000 EMI, then it will be little burden for you to pay the TMIs. Like that, what are the different purchase options in AWS to buy this instance? So to buy a laptop, what are how we can have these multiple options, like you want to go with EMIs or direct cash or half money and half EMI, or by using any credit card, or by using any debit card or any Amazon Pay, like that, how you have, or through Google Pay, like different mode of payments and different types of options to purchase. So how you can decide, the way how you can select those purchasing options, just like that, if you want to buy this virtual machine, if you want to create this EC2 instance in AWS, you have multiple purchase options. Let's see what are the different purchase options available in AWS one by one. This is also very important to decide which type of instance and how you buy that instance. Before you create the instance, you need to remember this also. So let's discuss this one by one. So we have different options here: reserved instance, on-demand instance, smart instance, dedicated host, dedicated instances, and capacity reservation. Okay, so let's see what is reserved instances. Okay, so reserved instances means as a client or as a member, you are going to give some commitment from your end to the AWS, like yeah, I need few EC2 instances. I want to use the instances for 1 year or 3 year for sure. Minimum duration it will allow is 1 to 3 years. Okay, let's say I know the workload, I know this project will be sustained for 1 year or maybe 2 years. Okay, so I need this kind of EC2 instances, I mean this number of EC2 instances. Let's say like I want 10 EC2 instances, for example, for 1 year or 2 years. I will use them for sure. So I need this, so I will buy them at a time. Okay, I will reserve those instances. So do you give any discount for me? We will ask like this to the AWS. So that is the option reserved instances. So AWS, yes, will provide, or it will give you some discount if you give commitment from your end. Like it's it's usually all the cloud providers, what it will do now, once we take the TC2 instance, you will use it for one hour or 2 hours, then you can terminate it, then they won't charge you. Even AWS also, it won't charge you if you use it for 1 hour or two hours. You need to pay the amount till that 1 hour or 2 hours of usage. Okay, so there will be no stability for that, and it will be little cost compared to this reserved instance. In the reserved instances, what will happen, right? You can give your commitment, like if you know the project timeline, and if you know like this kind of instances I want. Earlier we have discussed like what kind of instance you need, right? So you decide like you need memory optimized instances, 10 instances, for example, 10 virtual machines you need it for 1 year or 2 years. So you can bargain with AWS, like I want this 10 instances for 1 year. I will take it for sure. Do you provide any discount? So for that, you can go with reserved instances. There are three different options in reserved instances also to pay the money. Just like as we discussed earlier, to buy a laptop, we will go with providing cash directly, complete cash. You can give it to the vendor and you can buy your laptop, or you can pay some advanced amount and your remaining amount you can pay via EMI, like that. There are three options. So all upfront. You decided 10 instances you need for 1 year. Okay, Amazon will give you some discount for that. Even in that discounted amount also, how you want to pay that? You can pay all upfront, like you will pay complete money. Let's say for this 10 instances they will charge for 1 lakh, for example. So you will pay 1 lakh directly and you can take the instances. That is called all upfront. You can pay complete money initially before you take the instances. Another option is partial upfront. You can give some amount, like 50,000 you will give now, and the remaining 50,000 you want to pay on monthly basis. So you can have that deal also with Amazon. And no upfront. This is another option. So I want this 10 instance, I will reserve this 10 instance for 1 year. Okay, but I cannot pay right now. I don't have money, or maybe due to different reasons I cannot pay right now as a upfront. So you are not going to give any advance or anything. You will pay all this money on monthly basis, not for the hourly basis or second basis. Okay, you will pay it monthly basis. That 1 lakh amount you can pay monthly 10,000, monthly 10,000, like that. So these are the three different options available. But what is the difference between the discount is like, if you can pay all upfront, they will give up to 70% of discount. If you are taking partial upfront option, they will give 50% of discount. If you are go with no upfront, they will give at least 30% of discount. I'm saying for example. So if you can pay entire money upfront, like entire money before you take the instance, they will give huge discount for you, like that. So to reduce some costs, to make sure like your EC2 instances, your virtual machines will sustain till 1 year or 2 years, you can go with reserved instances. We can reserve those instances. So AWS will not allocate these 10 instances to anyone. Those 10 instances are reserved for you, just like our bus reservation or movie ticket reservation, right? You are going to I mean, just reservation you can remember in that way. But paying options, you can take an example of this EMI, and providing any advance, or you are giving complete money to the vendor, something like that. You can just correlate in those real time examples, so it will be easy for you to remember this. Okay, that is about reserved instances. And then second one is on demand instances. This is the generic on demand. I mean, in general we will take on demand instances only. Okay, because you don't know the workload. Like for example, you are going to implement an application just like Netflix to stream your media, to stream your movies. This is a new application. You don't have the complete audience for you. Okay, you are not sure if this application will be used by 10 members, 1000 members, or million members, or 1 lakh members. You are not sure for now, but you want to deploy this application to make sure your application is up and running and it is available for all the end users. So in that case, you can go with on demand instances. For this on demand instances, you have to pay per second, or else maybe I'll just show you in the AWS page itself. So here is the instances options. Now I'll just see on demand instances. You can pay by the second for the instance that you launch. So in our example, you want to create some kind of Netflix kind of application to stream the movies. You can take one virtual machine, just for trial purpose. You can take one virtual machine and you can deploy your application. You can use it. So now it is 12:14 in my time. Okay, it is 12:14. Maybe I would like to use this application or use this virtual machine till 1:14 or till 2 p.m. today or the entire day. You have to pay only for that time. On demand instances means you don't need to pay any other amount. But this is also calculated pay by the second. For each and every second, if you are using that virtual machine, you will be chargeable. So on demand instances, till what time you use, you need to pay for that only. This EC2 instances are virtual machines. They will it will be active once you launch the instance. It will be deactivate once you terminate the instance. I mean, the life cycle of EC2 virtual machine will start whenever you launch the instance. The life cycle will start. Then by that second, AWS will charge you. Once you terminate the instance, AWS will stop charging you because you didn't use that instance. You terminated it. So on-demand instances means you can take this on-demand instances whenever you need. You can use for short term, or you can using for trial purpose, or you can use whatever the time you want. You can pay till the time you used it, right? Then another one is spot instances. Spot instances means actually, yeah, AWS is a big organization. It has lot of data centers. It has lot of regions, right? So all the instances if they have created, no one. I mean, there will be some spare instances or some unused instances. Okay, let's say for example, do if you are aware of that auction method, like bidding. Okay, so let's say we have some unused dresses, or maybe we have some unused materials which are not which are which are available right now. No one is buying it. So what any shop or anyone can do, they will give a huge discount like sale, 50% sale or 90% sale, like that they will give in that way. Otherwise they will, if it is a precious one, they will just allow it for the auction. Okay, if 10% are there, they can bid their quote. If someone want to buy that for 1 lakh, if some other one want to buy that for 90,000, if some other one want to buy for 2 lakhs, to whom you will give that particular product? The person who auctioned or who bid for 2 lakhs, right? So whatever the highest price, you will give that product to that person, right? So just like that, in AWS we have some unused, they will have some unused EC2 instances. See the spot instance, unused instances, some spare instances will be there. For those instances, few instances, it will, they will categorize, they will spare it for the spot instances. Okay, what they will do, they will fix some price. They will fix like, I will give this spot instance for 1 lakh. So then there onwards bidding will start. Okay, if someone bid it for 1.5 lakh, they will give that instance to that. So like that, these are all not stable instances, but it is very cheap compared to other type of instances, like on demand instances costly, reserved instances also costly. So compared to these two instances, spot instances are a very less cost. So when we will use the spot instances in general means, if you want to test some application for some time, or if you want to do some trials or some POCs kind of stuff, which are not production related. Okay, so to do some POCs, to test some things in lower environments, you can request for the spot instances because these are very cheap, na? So this will be not stable also. Like, what I mean to say, you can bid it for 1 hour, you can use it for 1 hour. In the next hour, if someone bid this spot instance for higher price, you will not able to use this spot instance. They will give this same spot instance to another user who bid for higher cost. You will be able to use only for 1 hour, then your data will lost, everything will lost. So that is why these are the temporary instances. If instead of buying these reserved instances and high costly on demand instances per second, you can go with spot instances whenever you have a requirement to test something, or to do some POCs. For that, those purposes, you will go with spot instances, right? But for the production purpose, we should not use any spot instances. You can go with on demand instances, pay per second, or else reserved instances, which will reduce little cost compared to the on demand instances, right? So you have to remember these things. Then dedicated hosts, dedicated instances, we will cover in the tenancy part. Okay, let's just first ignore this dedicated host and instances. Let's see capacity reservation. So, as per the AWS, the capacity reservation means reserve capacity for your EC2 instances in a specific availability zone. If you, yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, so if you want to reserve capacity of EC2 instances in a specific availability zone, you can do it by selecting this capacity reservations option. This EC2 instance is availability zone specific, right? So you can do the capacity reservation as per the availability zone you want. See, types of capacity reservations, again, on demand capacity reservations, capacity blocks for ML. Okay, so this is a little different topic, but just remember, for this at this point of time, just remember you can have this capacity reservation options also, but which is applicable to only specific availability zone. If you reserve this capacity in one availability zone, you cannot use this capacity in another availability zone, even if it is in the same region also. Okay, that you need to remember. Okay, so I hope you got the understanding about this reserved, on demand, and spot instances. So let's go little forward. So tenancy, this is also you need to understand. So in this tenancy, we will cover this dedicated instances and dedicated host. So don't worry about these two here. But the type of purchase options you have it here, but you need to understand the difference first. Okay, so let's discuss about the tenancy now. So to understand the difference between those three, let's discuss it diagrammatically. So let's assume that this is the data center, AWS data center or availability zone in a specific region. Okay, in this data center we have already seen we have multiple hardware devices, right? So let's say this is the one and this is another one. Let's say for now we have only these two physical servers available in this data center. Okay, so this single physical server itself can be split into multiple virtual machines that we have already seen. So let's assume that we have one organization which is called I mean, for example, ABC is one organization. They have hosted their applications into this virtual machine, this EC2 instance or this one. So this is for company ABC. Okay, so just like that, another organization also requested for another virtual machine in the same physical server. Let's say it is XYZ. This is one organization, this is another organization. Let's just like that, one more organization also created their virtual machine in the same hardware device. Like that, another organization. Okay, so the same physical server, if multiple different organizations are creating their own virtual machines, they know their own instances, and they are using the same hardware, which is called shared tenancy. Okay, even in MuleSoft also we have the cloud hub. The general cloud hub is the shared load balancer stuff. It is shared among multiple organizations. Okay, so you don't, these companies don't have the control of the underlying hardware or underlying host. They will just simply create their virtual machine or instances, they request for instances, and they will utilize it. So multiple different organizations can share the same server or same host, which is called shared tenancy. That is the first one, shared tenancy. So here what is the thing is like everyone, all of these four organizations are sharing the same host and same physical server, and these organizations don't have any control over the background of like underlying host or underlying server. They don't have any control. They will be having control only on their own virtual machines or their own instances. Okay, so this is shared one. Another one is dedicated instances. Dedicated instances. So in this case what will happen, one single organization can take this entire server or entire hardware or entire device. Okay, one single company can have their multiple instances in the single hardware. I'll tell you. So this is dedicated to only one organization. For example, if this hardware is having some more capacity to create one more virtual machine, but this virtual machine will not be allocated to any other organization, because this complete hardware or this physical server is dedicated to only one organization, which is called ABC. So ABC organization can create as many as instances they have, and they can allocate, or they can use the same hardware, and only this particular hardware or this particular server is only applicable to ABC. I mean, ABC company itself, it is, I mean, ownership of this ABC, I can say. But even in this case also, this particular ABC organizations doesn't have their control over the dedicated host. It is only dedicated instances. This is not dedicated host. You need to understand the main difference. Okay, So this is the dedicated instances model. A single company or single organizations can have their own multiple instances on the same physical server. So this is completely dedicated to this particular organization only. Even if this particular hardware having capacity of creating one more virtual machine, okay, if they want to allocate it to some another company like XYZ, it won't be possible in dedicated instances. It won't be possible. Okay. So that is dedicated instances. So same company will create as many as instances in the same in a single dedicated server. So this is dedicated instances. So what about dedicated host? In dedicated host, you have this one now. I mean this hardware or this server. Single organization ABC can have complete I mean complete accessibility of the underlying host also. Instead, I mean apart from the instances creation, apart from the instances are EC2 usage or virtual machine usages of the same server, the same organization will have access to the underlying host also, which means this organization can apply their own patches, their own security stuff, or their own licenses, their own software licenses. They can do whatever they want in the dedicated host model. So they can apply because here in this dedicated host, let me just this is dedicated instances. Let me just name it to avoid some confusion. This is host. This is shared. Okay, so in dedicated instances, they can have their own instances per a single organization, but still it should use the AWS provided licenses, AWS provided security patches only in this server. They cannot use their own licenses or their own stuff. But here in this dedicated host model, single organizations can have their own I mean they can launch their own instances, and they have the control of the host also. They can apply their own licenses, their own software licenses, their own any patches, or so it is completely I mean host is also completely accessible to that particular organization, underlying host and background stuff as well. Okay, I hope you got the difference between these three different tenancy models: shared one, dedicated instances, and dedicated host. So to understand these things in more better way, I would like to give you one real-time example. Okay, so you can assume this shared instances is a hotel, or where we have yeah, any accommodation services where you can book the rooms. Okay, so while you are going to any travel, I mean you are going to do any tour or under anything, you if you want to visit any place, you need accommodation also, right? So you need to book a room in any accommodation over there. So you will book one room, and any other person, another tourist also book another room, and any other person also book their own room. So they will not have control of this particular hotel or particular this accommodation service, right? They will just book their room, and in their room they can use that room, right? So you can remember this shared instance in that way. It is shared among different persons. So the complete hotel itself, it is shared among multiple people in our real time, right? You can book one room, your friends will book another room, another unknown persons also they can reserve any other room, like that. Okay, so they don't have any control over the facilities, or they don't have any control over the features of that particular accommodation service. They will just utilize their own room, right? So this dedicated instances, you can assume this as a rented house or rented apartment. Okay, in your apartment you have rented one 3 bhk. So you have overall control of your own 3 bhk. your own flat only. You are not going to have any authority of the complete building itself, or even in your 3 BHK flat, or even in your rented house also, you can utilize the facilities. Okay, which means like you can utilize the existing interior. You can have, you can buy your own what is that, furniture, or you can do anything you want, but the existing infrastructure or existing interiors or existing thing you cannot modify. You don't have the authority to modify it. So the underlying host of this particular instance, or the underlying patches or security, I mean software licenses and all, you cannot modify or you cannot do anything here in this dedicated instances, just like our rented house. In that house you can do whatever you want, but even in that house also, you have some limitations, right? You cannot modify any interior because that is related to the owner, right? You cannot do it by your own, and you cannot do any I mean power related, current related things and all, electrician stuff also you cannot do anything by your own. So that is, and the dedicated host means your own house. You can say, you can assume that this as your own house. You can modify it accordingly as you want, as you want. Okay, so just like that is, it's very simple real time example, but that is not completely applicable to this AWS instances tenancy model. But just to give you some understanding in easy way, I just given that example. Okay, you can just remember in that way to understand the difference between these three. Okay, so you have to remember this also while creating or launching the EC2 machines. So these are all the basic stuff you need to understand before you launch any EC2 instances. Then let's discuss about couple of benefits of EC2. Why this Amazon EC2 is more popular to create these virtual machines and instances and all. So couple of benefits include, as we have seen, we have multiple instance types, multiple operating systems, multiple storage options, multiple networking options. So everything, it has lot of options. In AWS has lot of services and lot of options which will be useful, or which are, I mean, most of the organizations will have their own common requirements, right? So AWS will I mean, it will be sufficient to fulfill most of the requirements of different organizations. So they have lot of services. That is why EC2 is very, I mean, Amazon AWS very popular, and even in that EC2 is the EC2 is also very popular to create these virtual machines, and it's the base to compute that servers and all. Okay, so another one is, it is elastic. We have already seen what is elastic. So Amazon EC2 can change the capacity within minutes without utilizing hours or days. Okay, this is the main advantage. See, in on-premise system, if you want to buy a new server, or if you want to scale your infrastructure, okay, it will take at least 1 week, or at least 1 week or couple of days, because you need to go to buy a physical server, then you need to divide that into server, you need to do the I mean architecture of your data center, everything we have already discussed in our previous videos, right? So it will take at least minimum to minimum 4 days or 1 week. But in Amazon, but in EC2, you can launch your EC2 instance or to create any virtual machine within minutes. We will be seeing in our next video. Okay, it will take just minutes, just a span of minutes. Okay, without utilizing hours or days. So it will be easy. So that is why it is elastic. That is also one benefit. You can commission even thousands of servers at a time. Okay, you can create multiple servers at a time by using Amazon CLI. AWS CLI is an option where you can by using the code you can launch as many as number of servers, or as many as number of IAM users you can create. So if you want to do it in a bulk, you can go with CLI instead of using this Amazon console and all. So we have that option also, right? And auto scaling is also possible in EC2. So you don't need to scale your infrastructure manually. Like if you want to add more servers, you can do it manual way. But in AWS we have auto scaling option also. Based on the conditions which we have given, it will automatically scale up the virtual machines or scale down the virtual machines. It is called auto scaling. We will be seeing and discussing this practically in our upcoming videos. Then control. The user has complete control of your instances. We have seen this, right? In this model. I mean, in shared instances, it is not possible. In dedicated instances, you have control of your instances. Even in dedicated host, you have control on your specific host also. So that is also one of the benefit. And flexible. AWS EC2 offers you the choice of multiple instance types, operating systems, software packages. EFS provides simple, scalable, persistent, fully managed cloud file storages. This EFS we will see as part of storage option. Okay, and virtual computing environments are also known as instances. Yeah, that we have already discussed. So it is very much flexible because if you want to buy Linux operating system, you can go with that. If you want to take Windows operating system, yeah, that is available in AWS. Everything, it's your choice. You finalize the list of requirements. Everything is available in AWS. You can create these virtual machines within minutes with your requirements. So most of the requirements will be there. So it has lot of options. We will be seeing in while creating EC2 instance, we will be seeing the options. So it is flexible. Anyone can use it, and it is reliable also. Replacement of instances can be rapidly and predictably commissioned with AWS EC2. Means, for example, if you have taken one EC2 instance now, today, due to some storage issues or due to some performance issues or any issue if you have faced, you can replace that particular instance with another instance in AWS. As we are now using it free, that is okay. But in real time, if you purchased one EC2 instance, if it is not working fine as per your requirement or if it is having any issues, you can simply replace that virtual machine with another virtual machine within minutes. So that is also possible, and your data, your infrastructure stuff and your configurations, everything will be stable. That is reliable. Okay, then secure. Amazon EC2 works in a conjunction with Amazon VPC to provide security and robust networking functionality for your compute resources. So for this VPC security stuff, we will see in detail in our upcoming videos. But just remember, Amazon is very secure because in our overview session, we have already seen. If you missed that, please watch that video in this playlist. We have given Amazon services overview in both Telugu and English languages. You just go through that. You will understand what is VPC. At least brief idea about VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Okay. So as we are going to use VPC in AWS, it is very much secured to secure your instances or resources. That is also one of the benefit, and inexpensive. Amazon EC2 is cost effective and saves your penny. You will have to pay only a shallow rate for the compute capacity you consume. Okay, so this you can take an example. Take an example of your mobile data, maybe. Okay, so whatever the data you used, only you have to pay for that. But you have taken 6 months plan or a 1 year plan of Wi-Fi or something. Even if you use the data or not, you have to pay that 6 months money for Wi-Fi. But for mobile data, you can recharge whatever you want. Right? You can recharge for 10 GB data. Once you are done with that 10 GB data, then your network will not work. It means whatever the data you want, you can recharge. That is very inexpensive. Even in the AWS point of view, we have lot of options, right? The dedicated instances, spot instances we have already seen. So you can take any low cost kind of instance type also. That is purely your choice. So it is inexpensive. Okay, and accessible to start. You can quickly get started with Amazon EC2. That is also one benefit because it is very easy to work with EC2 to create a virtual machines and all in AWS. Okay, it is very you can quickly launch your instances. That is, and then use with another Amazon web services. Yeah, that is for sure. Amazon EC2 works flexibly with another Amazon services like simple storage service, relational database, DB, and Amazon simple queue service. Yeah, we have a lot of AWS services now. We have seen that in our overview session also. AWS overview video we have discussed 50, almost 50 services. So EC2 will be flexible. EC2 is compatible to work with another AWS services also. It is not only to launch the virtual machines and deploy your application Apart from that, there is a lot of things to do with EC2. So EC2 is capable to work with any other Amazon services, storage services or database services like that. So that is also one of the benefit. So I hope, yeah, I hope you are, I mean, you're fine with this benefits and all. I hope you got the points which I have discussed so far in this particular video. If you like this video, please like it. And if you have any doubts, please comment it out in our comment section below for this video. And yeah, please subscribe to our channel. And this is a huge course actually. This is a very large course which we are providing for free for the first time in our channel. So please pay attention and please follow us. Please subscribe to our channel. Please don't miss any updates. Okay, and if you have any doubts, you can just comment out your doubt. I will happy to help you. And in our next video onwards, we will be seeing like how to create a Windows instance virtual machine and how to launch it and all. Then followed by Linux and other content which we have captured here. So far we have discussed till now. So in our next videos of the EC2 session, we will be going to see the other points. And apart from these, we have a lot more things to discuss related to EC2. So first you are familiar with these things. Then I will create another video which will be little advanced topics. With there we will cover a couple of advanced topics. So as a beginner, you need to understand this stuff first. Then we will discuss some advanced stuff as well. And along with this, we will be covering MuleSoft integration with AWS also. So this is a very huge course and very large course. So we need your support and we need your help as well. So please do subscribe, share and like our videos. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.